So what's the best budget launch monitor on the market right now? There are really a lot of good ones. We're spoiled for choice. You've got the Garmin R10, you've got the MLM2 Pro from Rapsodo, and we've got this one in my hands, the SC4 Pro from Voice Caddy. Now, what makes it pro? Well, with a new proprietary algorithm and some tweaks, the SC4 promises to add more metrics to the equation and even a better range experience. So here are the metrics that are available with this new SC4 Pro. You've got carry and total distance, swing speed, which is really cool for a Doppler device to have. And if you're doing any kind of swing speed training, trying to increase your club head speed, this will be really useful for you. It's also got ball speed, smash factor, apex height, that's the maximum height that the ball is going to launch in the air. You've got launch angle, so at what degree it comes off the club face. You've also got launch direction and spin rate. Now, also with the Pro Metric S, this new upgrade to the Pro model here, you're going to get spin axis, side spin, back spin, and dispersion graphs. That is going to be a great visual representation of just how accurate you are, and I think that's going to be another great addition here to the Pro model. We're going to have a lot of fun as we unbox this here today, put it through the test, and we're going to find out, is this your best choice for a budget launch monitor in 2025? Let's get to work. So here you go. Here is the packaging for the SC4 Pro. Voice Caddy always does such a great job. You've got the designation of Pro Metric S here, which is that new proprietary algorithm that's going to add the new metrics we talked about in the beginning. You've also now got a 3D driving range, which is just a better representation, a little bit more realistic looking than we had with the SC4. The new Pro model now also adds that spin we talked about. Those metrics are going to hopefully make this a more accurate launch monitor. Taking the sleeve off, here is your box, and inside the box you've got another really cool addition to this, which is you get 5 free courses with E6. This is a lifetime subscription, so you'll be able to play simulator golf on those 5 for as long as you own this device. Really, really cool. You've also got the manual here. I will be your manual for today, so we'll put that one aside. And there is the unit. Now, as you can see, another thing that I really love about the SC4 is that you've got a display that tells you visually and audibly what happens after each shot.
234 yards.
And by the way, it's almost instantaneous when you hit the shot and get the numbers. You're going to have big carry yardage up there. Up top, you've got your launch direction, whether you've pushed it or pulled it or hopefully hit it straight. You've got your swing speed, your ball speed, smash factor, launch angle, apex, and spin there. You've also got a battery indicator as well as what club you're using in the bag. And with the remote control that lives here, you'll also be able to change clubs and metrics that you see on screen very easily. They've really thought of everything with Voice Caddy. I love the addition of the remote, and it magnetically attaches back there. Up top, you've got a little alignment line, so you make sure that your ball is aligned to the target. On the back, you've got a power button as well as a couple of other control buttons, a plus and minus, and then you've got the speaker there, because like I said, this will actually speak out your distances or other club metrics to you back there. That's the voice in the Voice Caddy. Now, I already showed it to you before, but this is how you'll set the device up. It literally has a built-in stand, and you're going to want to have that at mat height. Now, oftentimes, like at my driving range that I play at, the mat actually sits up above the area to the rear of it. And so that's why Voice Caddy also offers this case that kind of gives you the idea of it being at mat height. It also comes with an alignment stand in there. It's like a $50 add-on for the case with this alignment stand, but I do think that is worth the price to keep your device protected. It would be nice if they came with a bag or something, you know, stock, but either way, I recommend the semi-hard shell case. Also inside this box, you're going to see some cables that Voice Caddy has provided. This is going to be a USB to USB-C cable there. This is how you're going to be able to charge the device. It is a nice length of a cable. One thing again that's missing would be the brick to put it into. I think when you're spending this kind of money, why not just include that? But they opted not to include that here in the package. Also, I might have even considered a little adapter of USB-C to USB that way, in case some people, we're kind of in between right now. Some people use the old USB and some people use the USB-C. It would be nice to at least have a little adapter at this point so you could have it either way. But you know, I'm nitpicking. That's what I do with these reviews. But all in all, great package there from Voice Caddy. Let's go ahead, peel the plastic off of this one, fire it up, and get to work. Now, if you're shopping launch monitors, you're likely putting together your own simulator setup at home. And if you're gonna be doing that, I highly recommend you check out my friends over at playbetter.com who have Sim Studio packages that are easy to assemble, tool-free, literally come with everything you need, including a mat, an enclosure, a screen, even a projector. Everything you need to build the perfect simulator studio in your space. They've also got the best prices on the internet with free shipping across the continental United States. They are the ones that I always recommend here on Let's Play Through, and I will leave some links for you to check them out down in the description. All right, time to hit some shots here and show you the Voice Caddy S app, which is really an upgrade over, again, the old SC4 Pro app. So in order to get this thing set up properly, you've got to have it 5 feet behind you, and you need at least 10 feet for it to see the ball. That's going to give you the most accurate results. If you got more room, or if you're on a driving range, this thing will do better and better with the more it can see the ball. But in a tight space, in a simulator room, at least 10 feet in front of you, whether that's a screen enclosure or a net that you're using. Either way, you're going to need that 10 feet. Now, to connect to the app here, very easy to pull up. It's going to read it via Bluetooth. In the top right, you can see that I am connected and I've got 60% battery power here in the unit. It's really nice to know how long you've got to hit with this thing. And this is going to give you 5-6 hours easy of hitting before you're going to need to recharge it. Now, in the top left, we've got some other adjustments we can make. We can go through and specify the clubs that are in our bag if you want to customize your bag. You can also choose the units of measurement, whether that's metric or imperial. We'll stick with the feet, miles per hour, and yards here today since I'm in the United States. If there's ever any updates you need, and these do need to be updated from time to time, want to make sure you're running the latest firmware, you can do that there in the updates section. So here in the main menu, you've got 3D driving range, swing speed trainer, and statistics. We'll start here with the driving range. Now, this new driving range is beautiful. As advertised, it looks really high end. On the right-hand side, you've got dispersion maps. Down at the bottom, you can choose what club you're going to hit. I'm actually going to hit pitching wedge here to start with. Down at the bottom on that dock, you can choose which data you want displayed, and if you want to change that up, you can hit customize dock and literally slide in different metrics that you want to have at your disposal. I'm going to put smash factor there on the right-hand side for us. And over on the left-hand side, you've got the main metrics there that you want to display. Let's hit a few shots here with the pitching wedge. I'll take 2 or 3, and then I'm going to show you a little bit of a deeper dive about some other views you've got here with the SC4 Pro. Now, with a pitching wedge, I'm generally going to be living right around 130 yards carry. If this thing's accurate, we should be somewhere around there. Let's see what we get. Assuming I hit a good strike, which that wasn't. That was probably a 125 swing at best. Now, as you can see, the trajectory view is so much more improved here with this app, and we're going to be able to see shot shape, height of the ball, and a curvature of the ball very defined here. Love that. As I expected, 123.9. I was 1 yard off from what I thought I carried that. I know my number's pretty good. And in terms of club head speed, 76.9. That looks right. Ball speed, 92.4. My spin, 77.33. My smash factor a little low there because I hit it off the toe, 1.20. That looked pretty good for the type of swing I made. Let's see if we can improve on that. There we go. That should be in the 130 to 135 range, I would think. Just again, slightly left of target. I'm actually getting 143 carry there. So I got all of that pitching wedge. Club head speed 78.1, the ball speed 105. The spin there, 92.65. That's the one thing in my testing here, at least indoors, that I've noticed. I think just like the SE4, this SE4 Pro tends to overestimate spin in my opinion. Smash factor there a little bit better. Again, once you're out on the driving range, this is gonna have more room to see ball flight and stuff, and these stats are only gonna get better when you're outdoors. We'll hit one more, and then I wanna show you some views that you can get with this app. That was somewhere between the first 2 swings, I would say. Wasn't quite as bad as the first one, wasn't as good as the second one. We'll see what the SE4 tells us. Yeah, 131 carry, so there you go. basically as expected. This is again the driving range view, but if we click on that driving range button, we've got some other views. First off, you can look at your dashboard, which is simply a view of all the different metrics at your disposal. That's a nice view if you just want to geek out over stats during your session. You've got a smash factor view, which will show you your club head speed, ball speed, and the smash factor, which is a calculation of those two. 1.5 being the theoretical limit, so the closer you can get to 1.5, especially with a driver, it's really going to be important. 1.5 is what you're aiming for. You've got a spin view there, which again is really nice to see how it left the club and what spin was being imparted to the ball. When that line is tilting to the left a little bit, you know that it's going to be a little bit of a draw. When it's tilting to the right, you know that's going to be a little bit of a fade. You've got a top view, which again is a nice dispersion map. You've got the side view, which is really great to dial in your trajectory and look at your peak height and see how that correlates. You've got the top club view, which will give you an idea of your path coming in at the ball. And you can see I tugged that last one just a little bit to the left. You've got the side club where you can see your launch angle and backspin numbers. So a lot of data views there for you. What I'm gonna do is bounce back to the range. We're gonna go 7 iron here. And again, if I'm getting accurate distance measurements with this, we should be around 165 carry or so with a 7 iron probably here today with the way I'm swinging it. Now, the other thing I'll say is I am deciding which club based on just pushing the button on the app, but of course this also comes with a remote control that you can literally just point back at the unit and change that club. All right, 7 iron here, let's see what we get. Again, I kind of came inside on that one, so I'm expecting that's going to be off to the left a little bit, and that's exactly what we're getting. I also didn't quite catch that one, so I don't think we're going to be at the 165 number. No, 155. Again, the numbers look pretty in line. The only one, again, I think is a little high there is the spin number at 6676, because with the 7 iron, I'm generally around 5,000 to 5,500 with this particular iron that's in my hand right now. This is the McGregor MT Mill, in case you are wondering. Shot 2. Again, maybe just slightly left coming off that club, a little bit of a draw. Actually pretty straight, wasn't it? I caught that one a little bit better, so we're at the 160 mark there in terms of carry, but I still didn't catch all of that one. But I'll tell you what, when you hit a good one and when you hit a bad one, we're getting a correlation here with the SC4 Pro, which is obviously what we want to see. Let me see if I can take one more good swing. There we go. I caught that one, although I probably pushed it off to the right a touch. Yeah, just a little bit, but it's drawn back. Okay, good. So we should be about 165 carry, I would think. 161. Okay, so again, close. And maybe the difference in that distance could be the spin, because again, the spin looks high there to me, 71.76. Now we are going to switch to the driver, where a lot of these Doppler devices can fall short here indoors. With this driver right now, I'll be expecting my carry numbers to be around the 235-ish mark. You know, we may hit it a little more or less, and total distance should be, you know, about 255, 265, in that range generally right now with what we're getting. I'm going to change over to driver, which they call 1 wood. I wish they called it a D for driver, but it's 1 wood. All right, see if I can put a good swing on this. I hit it a little low on the club face. I don't know if we're going to get max carry there. It was a decent strike though. All right, well, it's telling me 1.5 smash factor. Again, that might be a little high. 235 carry, totaling 247. That does look right, actually. But again, backspin high there, 44.53. Club head speed 95. Probably that's about what that was. I didn't really take a real whack at that one. But let's see if we can get the club head speed up a little bit here. All in all, I'd say that was a pretty decent reading. That was a better strike there. Now, it's reading a little bit more of a push. And again, indoors where you're not getting a ton of space to read the ball, sometimes I've noticed these Doppler devices can read, you know, a push draw and not ever really catch the draw part of that. All right, so that should have been drawn back into the middle, I would have thought. But carry number does look good, 234.6, total 247. I got the club speed up just a little bit more there, 97. Again, the spin looks a little on the high side, and that smash factor looks right there to me, 147. That's what I see on course very often. We'll probably do more testing with a GC quad in this SC4 Pro, but that's about what I would expect there for smash factor. Let's see if we can get this swing speed over 100. That was a very well struck ball there. Again, we're not quite seeing the draw that I expect would have happened on that shot, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just completely push it out there. I'd have to see that out on the range, but I certainly did start that a little right of target. I just would have expected that to come back to the left. Again, all the stats there looked fairly good. One more. I want to get over 100. I had to have done it there. Come on. Tell me I did it. Oh! Almost. Again, that one fading off there to the right a little bit, spin a little bit high. Carry number, that looked good, and there's 244 carrying out to 257, pretty much as expected there. So the two little caveats I'm seeing here indoors is, again, spin numbers looking a little higher, especially as we work our way up the bag. It seems to be a little bit more of a gap from what I would expect. Again, sometimes it's not really seeing that spin take the ball back right to left, at least with my particular shot shape. It's just reading it there as a push. All in all though, I think good numbers coming out of the SC4, and the more space you have, the better they're going to get. Now I took the SC4 Pro outdoors, and I think this is where this launch monitor really shines. It's head and shoulders in terms of ease of use above any of the competition out there. You simply set it up, turn it on, you start hitting shots, and you can look back and see your numbers. Also, you can get that audible feedback as well. There's no other unit that makes it this simple, and this is why I think it's the best outdoor solution when it comes to budget launch monitors. Now, I was able to test a couple of the features, including the swing speed feature. This is a great way to get quick visual confirmation that you're making progress if you're trying to increase club head speed. A nice little tool they've added. And then again, testing my bag from wedges through irons up to the driver, I would say I was getting really accurate data, including distances and all of the main metrics in the wedges through the irons. It's nice to see the ball flight out on the range, and from what I could see and the types of shots I was making, the data I thought was very accurate, especially in terms of carry numbers. Looked really good outdoors throughout the bag. Now in terms of shot shape, again, wedges through irons did really well outdoors. The only thing was, again, with driver in hand, I thought my spin numbers were on the high side. I also thought shot shape from time to time didn't match what I was seeing. All in all though, I do think this launch monitor performs better outdoors, and I do think that is the best use case for this. Now, I'm hoping we see some further firmware updates. Maybe they will add something like RCT functionality. That would make this an even more impressive indoor-outdoor option. But until then, I really think this is a great outdoor unit, and indoors you're gonna get good numbers, especially wedges through irons, but it might start to struggle there at the top of the bag. All right, time to wrap up my final thoughts here on the new SC4 Pro. Well, things I think this does really well, of course, is visualize the data. It's so nice to just be able to look back at that screen and see the numbers there for you. There's no other system quite like this one that makes it so easy. Again, at a range, this is the best device, I think, for my money in terms of just setting it up for you, hitting shots, and getting accurate numbers. Now, a couple of other things I love having the remote control. I think this new app is a massive improvement. I love that they've now included that side spin. That is a huge thing that was missing from the SC4, and now the Pro model has that. And again, having E6 with 5 free courses for life, that's fantastic value at the price point this one sits. Now, a couple of things I think, again, could be improved. Indoors, I'm seeing those spin numbers a little higher, again, as I work my way up the bag. Also, sometimes with these longer shots, there's just not quite enough room in order to see the spin that's going to turn that ball, and so pushes don't really come back to center, and pulls maybe don't come back if you're fading the ball either sometimes. So that's something that I think could be improved, again, with future firmware updates. Like I said in the beginning, nitpicking, I'd love to see that little charger brick. I think why not include that, or at least include the option for a USB-C, because so many people have that now as their default. Apart from that though, this thing does a great job for the price that it sits at, and if you are looking for a budget launch monitor that's also a simulator and really can do all the basics well and be quick to set up, I think you got to look here at the SC4 Pro a little bit deeper. Now, if you're looking to save a few dollars here on the SC4 Pro, I've got a special promo code down below that will take $100 off. So instead of $599, the SC4 Pro will be $499 with our discount code. And by hitting our links, you're supporting Let's Play Through, and I greatly appreciate it. So you save, I make a little bit of money, everybody wins. Now, if you're searching in this price range, of course there is competition, and here are my reviews on some of the competition for you. I hope you enjoyed this one. Hit subscribe so you don't miss anything we're putting out here on the channel, and I'll catch you back here next time on another edition of Let's Play Through.